Alrighty, Pausanias, here we go. Pausanias was a Lacedaemonian. He was a homo magnus, a great man, but he was various in all types of his life, in all ways of his life, or various or untrustworthy, you might want to say, in some spectres of his life. For, as he looks at it, we'll take that as he shone, that sounds good with looks, as he shone in his virtues, in sicker correlatives, thus he was overwhelmed or Brutus with his vices or faults. The most illustrious battle of him, of Pausanias, was at Plataea. For, with him leading, Pausanias leading, a guy called Mardonius, the satraps of royal birth, a Mede by nation or nationality, the son-in-law of the king Darius. He was in the first of all the Persians, and he was brave with his hand, and he was filled with great field of plans, if you want to take it as a genitive. He was filled with plans. He, with 200,000 foot soldiers, which he had picked with this adverb viritum, which means man by man, he went amongst them and picked them, and with 20,000 of cavalry, he was routed. So this guy Mardonius, he was fled, and this was not with a great handful or band or assembly of Greeks. So all these 200,000 people were beaten with not a great amount of Greeks. And himself, the general, he cacidated, reduplicated perfect. He fell, meaning died, in prolio, in the battle. Okay. He was elated, he was lifted up with this victory, and he began to misgray himself in many things. He got involved in many things, and he was desiring majora, he was desiring bigger things, comparative. But first of all, in this thing, he was reprehended. That when from the praetor, from the booty, a golden tripod he had placed at the Delphic oracle, I'm guessing, with this inscription, an epigram scripted in it, in which this was the sentiment. This was a bit of a summary of what it. With him inducting, with him leading, the barbarians at Plataea, he had deleted, he had destroyed them. And therefore, because of his victory, he was dedicating this tripod as a gift to Apollo. 4. Hos verses, these verses, in the accusative, the Lacedaemonians exculpated these. They scraped them out, ex meaning taken off. And neither did they write anything other than the names of these cities of which the Persians had been beaten by their auxiliary, by their help. Post this battle, I've got an accusative here, so they sent this same Pausanias with a common fleet of Greeks to this place, Cyprus, islands not taking ads, and the Hellespont, so that from these regions he could repel the presidios of the barbarians, the garrisons and troops of the barbarians. 2. With equal felicity he experienced in this matter, he was even more elated, and he began to conduct himself, to garare himself, and to appetizingly seek bigger things, major things. For when, with Byzantium being stormed, he took complores, he took many nobles of the Persians, and in these some propinquoses of the king, some relatives of the king, and secretly he remitted these to Xerxes, pretending, simulating, they had escaped from public chains, from a public jail. And with these people, Gonglius the Eritrean, who reiterated these letters to the king, he gave these letters to the king, in which these Thucydides, hands down to memory, have been scripted written. 3. In the quotes of Thucydides, Pausanias, the ducks of Sparta, those who he took at Byzantium, after he cognivated, after he realized that they were your propinquoses, he has sent to you these gifts, and himself with you is desiring to be joined in affinity, in friendship or relations, it looks like. So therefore, or if it seems right to you, you shall give to him your daughter for nuptials, for marriage. All right. Daily Dictionary, munis. So muneri, that's the dative form. So it could be double. I'll send it to you, Tibby, as a gift. The double dative thingo. Where was it? There it is. Two datives. With these things done, his de rebus, if something you want to be carried out or done, make it so that you send a certain man, a trustworthy man, someone who's certain, with whom he can colloquitor, with whom he can talk. Okay, looks like I left the line out. 4. This, if you do it, both Sparta and the rest of Greece will come under your potestum, under your power, with you helping, of course. He promised in return or whatever. So then with these things done, if this you want done, send a certain man. 5. The king, looks like with so many of his people safe and so many of his necessaries, the intimate friends and relatives, Magnapair, he was greatly gavisus, he was greatly rejoicing, and confessed him immediately with a letter he sent out of Buzam to Pausanias, in which he praised him, and he sought that if he didn't spare himself in carrying out this matter to these things which he could bring about to officienda, the things which he had promised, if he did this, there would be nothing, no sort of thing would be repulsed, nothing would be rejected from him that he would leturum, that he would give to him. It's ferro tuli latus, that's the irregular thing. 6. With his will recognised, or known, with the will of him, the king of the Persians, now that Pausanias knew his will, more alacrity he was. He was more enthusiastic to carrying out the matter. He fell into suspicion of the Lacedaemonians. With this done, he was recalled home. He was accused, but he was absolved from captivity. Nevertheless, he was multitude pecunia. He was fined money, quam obcause him. Because of this reason, he was not remitted back to the fleet. He was not sent back to the fleet.